This video is powered by YouTube memberships and Patreon. See the link in the description and learn how you can support videos like this. It's been days since Tommy took this cell phone from the body of Leo Teal. He had no idea how valuable it would be to him, vital to his business for a start, but also for Leo Teal's contacts that would call for help with their own businesses.
Hey Leo, I got some work for you.
People like Umberto Rubina and Auntie Poulet. He usually puts them straight.
This ain't Leo.
Explains the situation.
Maybe I killed Leo and took his phone. Did you ever think of that, prick?
And offers his help for their bespoke needs. But when this voice calls,
Get to the payphone next to the mall in Washington.
Tommy chooses to stay silent, to wait to hear what he had to say. After all, it could be interesting. I'm the Patient Wolf, and I'm a video game storyteller. This is part of a series of videos on the life of Tommy Vercetti in Vice City. Members and patrons get to watch these videos weeks in advance, and those already released can be viewed down in the description. Make sure to subscribe and stay notified for future releases, and if you enjoy this video, remember to hit like. I'm the Patient Wolf, and this is the story of Mr. Black. With curiosity, he heads to the mall and lifts the ringing receiver.
Mr. Teal, your help in eradicating those out-of-towners was invaluable to business. I have more work for you with a more hands-on approach. Your next job is taped under the phone.
Again, Tommy stays silent to wait and see what the note says. Strange. It sounds simple. To kill Karl Pearson, a pizza delivery man, while delivering pizza? He may as well do the job. It might lead to more. Tommy doesn't need to know the details, but he'd rather not kill civilians unless he has to. Hoping there is more to Karl than his pizzas, Tommy starts to hunt the streets of Vice. Karl has 50 pizzas to deliver. Tommy knows how that feels, having delivered a few of his own when he first arrived in town. But his bank balance is looking better these days. Tommy is to kill him before he delivers his last. He catches sight and gives chase. This isn't the right car for this job. Blunt force trauma with a Phoenix was the best tool for this job today. Not a huge payday, but a start. If they're all this straightforward, he'd definitely take on more work for this guy. It's not long before he calls.
Get to the payphone in Vice Point. My compliments on a job well done, Mr. Teal. My client was very pleased. Your next job is taped under the phone.
The voice still thinks it's Mr. Teal. Tommy will never know his name. The Vice City Bureau of Investigation know him as Mr. Black, but know so little else about him that it barely fills an index card. To them, he is a possible money launderer and is believed to run a hitman business. Tommy is fully aware of the latter and decides to take on this next job. But again, it's not the type of mark he's comfortable with hitting. Someone's wife. Exiting a jewelry store in Vice Point, Tommy needs to use a car this time, as it needs to look like an accident. Tommy can deduce what's behind this hit. A husband looking for a less expensive kind of separation. Tommy systematically rams the wife's yellow Comet from the road.
Oh my God!
Damaging to the point of combustion. This was a bigger payday. $2,000. That's more like it. The nature of these targets nags at Tommy, but this money helps. In Tommy's brief conversations, he would find out little more about Mr. Black than the feds. It's clear he wasn't a native English speaker, but he couldn't place the accent.
Get to the payphone next to the mall in Washington.
It's obvious he's cautious and meticulous, mixing up the payphone locations, not showing his face ever. It's hard to believe that a man this careful doesn't know exactly who he's talking to. Tommy has made many moves in Vice, his name is well known. Maybe he intuits it suits them both to stay anonymous. As long as jobs are done and jobs are paid, both can be satisfied. Tommy shut down his moral compass for the first two jobs. A pizza guy, a spouse. This next job was in a sphere Tommy was far more comfortable with.
The European gang plans to hit a bank in Vice City. My employees would rather this didn't happen. Each member of the gang has a cover while they are here in Vice City. Some have menial jobs, others are on vacation. Each target and their likely whereabouts are taped under the phone.
Mr. Black leaves a scoped rifle to do the deed and a PCJ 600 to expedite the process. Tommy gets to work. 5 targets out in the city doing everyday things. A bill poster, security van drivers, car cuddlers, yacht tycoons, ocean beach cruisers. Something occurred to Tommy as he mopped the streets of Vice City for his employer. What if this wasn't a European gang at all? What if they were actually just everyday people like the 2 previous? What if they were 5 separate jobs or even just random people and Mr. Black was just exploring Tommy's capabilities? Pushing him to see if he can kill 5 people in 7 minutes in a busy, police-protected town, testing Tommy for what would come next. If it was a test, Tommy had passed.
Get to the payphone at the airport terminal.
For this next job, Mr. Black will need his best man. Having been tried and tested, he's confident he has him. Tommy doesn't mind hard work, but Mr. Black seems to demand his attention at the most inopportune times, while grabbing lunch, shopping, thinking about a swim. But as usual with Mr. Black, he stays silent. This isn't a simple job on the street. This involves being discreet, disguised, and in one of the most protected and policed locations in Vice City. The Escobar International Airport.
Time to fry bigger fish, Mr. Teal.
Mr. Black has stashed a rifle for Tommy nearby, and in this job, Tommy has a colleague.
Watch the woman standing on the balcony above the check-in desk. She will walk through the crowd and ask someone the time.
That someone is Tommy's target. Tommy takes out his bodyguard, then the man. Next,
Retrieve the case and takes it to the location taped under the phone.
Tommy leaves the terminal evading police via the pay and spray, then evading the avenging bodyguards of the man just assassinated. Tommy makes it to the drop-off point at an ammunition downtown. A great payday. This is the type of job he thrives on. A dangerous man taking down dangerous men. Mr. Black would also be delighted. Tommy has achieved everything asked of him, even as the job scaled in both complexity and risk.
Get to the payphone in Little Havana.
The final job Mr. Black has for Tommy is a job perhaps only Tommy could do. Mr. Black has loose ends. Tommy can tie them up.
There is a valuable exchange taking place on the roof of the Cherry Popper Ice Cream Company. Kill everyone involved, steal the merchandise and take it to the helipad at the airport. There is a gate to your left that leads to the back of the factory.
This is an exchange so valuable that it takes scores of dark-suited men. A faction Tommy had never come across in Vice City before. Were these the same men that chased him from the airport? Mr. Black's instruction? To kill everyone. The compound behind Cherry Popper's ice cream factory, a known front for drug distribution. Maud Hansen's ice cream vans cruise the streets dealing to those that know. These could be her partners, or her bosses resupplying, or them just using the compound to do a larger deal. Tommy is to kill everyone on sight, to leave no survivors. There must be no loose ends. This is a gauntlet for Tommy, the likes of which he's not yet seen. Through the first wall, onto the adjoining buildings, past the iconic cherry-topped ice-creamed peaks. What if this was Mr. Black's plan all along? What if every one of these previous jobs was just a test? To get a sense of his man, in order for Mr. Black to complete his plan long in the making. Maybe this job is Mr. Black's final job, his magnum opus, to disappear, his exit strategy. Tommy makes it to the main roof, watching out for the concealed men, enacting the deal. These suited men look to be dealing with the street wannabes, a gang Tommy thought he dealt with already in his work for Ricardo Diaz. All men dead. Tommy takes the merchandise and uses the Maverick atop the roof to fly to the helipad at Escobar Airport. Tommy with a payday to be proud of. The more Tommy thought about it, the more it made sense. This was Mr. Black's plan all along. This was his final job, to kill the men, take the prize, have it delivered to the airport rendezvous. Mr. Black to arrive shortly after and escape into the sunset. Rich and safe and out of vice. Just a theory. Tommy would never know. All he knew is that this was a job well done. He made over 30 grand in total from his dealings with Mr. Black, and this would support his cause, his magnum opus, his exit strategy to get out from the threat of the Forelli gang and become the king of Vice City. Untouchable. Watch that story next. And catch many other stories, some already released, others can be viewed weeks in advance as a member or patron, so hit join now or see the Patreon link down below. This is part of an ongoing series retelling stories right up to and beyond the release of GTA 6. So if you're excited for that, make sure to subscribe, stay notified, and check out the link on the screen and links in the description for more great stories in the world of Grand Theft Auto. Thank you to everyone on the screen now who make these videos possible. I'm the Patient Wolf, and this was the story of Mr. Black.